Hey, Bankless Nation. I hope you're ready for a special Bankless episode. David and I are about to go through the biggest moments of 2022 in crypto. David, I am very much looking forward to this episode because look, this is a chance to review the year that was, this year of craziness, this year of corruption, this year of scams, this year of the highest highs and incredibly low lows. And it felt like like a blur to me. I didn't even know what months of the year what happened. And so this is a good way to calibrate. It's also for me personally, David, I just want to be done with 2022. Like, can we move on? Can we wipe the slate clean? Can we start again?
Yeah,
Some closure would be nice.
That's exactly what happens. As soon as we get to January, this all goes away and we all get to start all over again. We're done there.
All right, so we're going to go through the biggest moments of 2022. And David, you were kind enough to put together this program, this kind of, ceremony for us, and got us through. I think we have 25 or so different moments that we're going to talk about. There's the top 5 worst moments of 2022. I can't wait to see what you put there. The top 5 best moments, the 5 biggest villains. That had to be fun.
Yeah.
A lot of selections there. The top 5 heroes, we still have those in crypto. And you've got some honorable mentions here too. Anything else you want to say before we start getting into this?
Yeah, this is December is a month for reflection. Let's go through the biggest events of 2022 for better or for worse, the heroes and the villains. And just let's make sure that we absorbed the lessons so we don't repeat them again. It is worth noting, Ryan, that the top 5 villains and top 5 worst events of 2022 was a lot. Both of those sections were a lot easier than their inverse. Let me tell you.
Wait. It's harder to find heroes than villains?
It was in 20 because I wanted it to make it as 2022 specific as possible, right? So I didn't want to pull back from history. So
yeah, you can't just be like Satoshi.
Right, yeah, Satoshi Nakamoto, the hero of 2022. No, he not relevant. And so it was the villains and the worst moments of 2022 was pretty damn easy. I was also going to do a section of the top most infamous tweets of 2022, but that actually also happened to correlate very, very strongly with the top 5 villains of 2022.
Oh, wow. So the villains were tweeting the evil tweets.
They were the worst tweets. So that section has been collapsed. So if you are also interested in seeing the top 5 worst tweets of 2022, that's going to be the villain section.
Stay tuned.
It's 2022, all inside of one episode. You ready?
Yeah, but before we get there, David, I want to shout out some heroes that I know in Bankless, the Bankless community. That is the folks over at OPOLIS, because they are doing something. They're heroes of healthcare and heroes of payroll benefits, and they are providing those to Web3 workers. These are contractors in the Web3 space. David, tell them a bit more about OPOLIS, what they do, and how folks can get started with that in December as they move into 2023.
As we say at the end of every single Bankless podcast, working on the frontier is risky, especially without healthcare, because there are all of these nation-state burdens and these nation-state requirements that we all must partake in order to live our life in this physical world. But if you're working in the metaverse, you kind of need some help to couple your Web3 world and the nation-state world. So what do you need? You need healthcare as an independent worker. You also need compliance with taxes, payroll stuff, just all of the stuff that you would get if you worked at a very large company. But since you are a worker on the Web3 frontier, you're an NFT artist, you work in a DAO, you work independently, whatever you do, you can use OPOLIS to get all of your perks of working for a big company, yet still be working in the frontier. So what is OPOLIS? OPOLIS is a co-op that can help negotiate on your behalf for privileged rates with healthcare and help you with just all of your infrastructure that you need to be a worker. And so to help you do what you do best, which is creating value and running your business, use OPOLIS to negotiate for your healthcare and do all these other things that make working in crypto easier. If you sign up for OPOLIS by December 31st of this year, which is coming up, you can get a 1,000 work and 1,000 bank token bonus. So there's a link in the show notes to go ahead and get started with OPOLIS.
Definitely go do that. All right, David, you know what? We should get right in. We can cut for breaks later. This is too important, okay? Got to get to, I think we start here with the top 5 worst moments.
Got to get it out of the way.
2022. All right, let's do the vegetables before we get to the dessert. Okay. Top 5 worst moments. And how are we doing this? Are we going from number 5 and
Number
counting
5.
upwards?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So starting with the 5th worst moment and then leading into the worst moment. So
Give it
starting
to
with
us.
number 5. Number 5, coming in hot. Tornado Cash, a smart contract, was deemed illegal by the most powerful nation on the world. Tornado Cash was sanctioned. For the first time ever, a smart contract was deemed illegal by the same entity that has the biggest army. That's bad. So that was the 5th worst. Why is it the 5th rather than 4th or 3rd or anything more severe than that?
Yes,
Because
why?
I think it could be worse. Because this gives the crypto industry surface area to fight back. So while it was bad, while this action by the United States removed the ability to access privacy by United States citizens, it also gave us an opportunity. And so coming in at number 5, the Tornado Cash ban.
Let me talk about that opportunity. Actually, it's an opportunity that my co-host David Hoffman is taking, which is to sue the Department of Treasury. David, you spelled Treasury wrong in this tweet.
Yeah,
I love
did.
it.
I did spell the Treasury
just
wrong.
anger and disrespect.
Yeah.
All right, you don't even get the A in Treasury Department. So that's kind of cool. And like you said, this is an opportunity to push back and reestablish our civic rights. Americans, if you believe that American citizens or people around the world, whatever nation state jurisdiction you're in, should have the right to interact with smart contract protocols without their nation state creating a blacklist that effectively makes it illegal for them to do so, particularly on-chain privacy, then you might be supportive of some of the actions that the industry is taking to push back. So you're right, David. It's been a great rallying cry. We still have somebody, by the way, in jail in the Netherlands, Alexei Pertsev, who is in jail as a result of this, one of the developers behind Tornado Cash. But it gives us an opportunity to kind of stand up for these rights and reestablish them and fight it in the court system, which is exactly where the industry is taking it. So that's number 5. All right, what's next?
Yeah. Number 4, sadly, there is very little silver lining on this one. There's no coming back from the Terra Luna collapse, one of the largest capital destruction events in human history. $50 to $60 billion went to zero over the course of a week. And so we all know the Terra Luna collapse started in February until it really crescendoed in May, where everything went to zero in May after Kwon. Icarus probably did the biggest Icarusing of all of the 2022 Icarusing, although, I mean, that's debatable. But Terra Luna collapse, again, the biggest, most destructive capital destruction event I'm pretty sure in human history.
I'm betting we're gonna see Do Kwon again on this list in some form or fashion.
This is not Do Kwon. This is Terra Luna.
You know what blew me away though is how fast this happened. Do you remember? And this was like textbook collapse. We had just 4 weeks previous. So this happened in like May? It's like first part of May, maybe the end of April, something like this. Wait, this is an August 19th article. Oh, this is a whole.
This is a recap, yeah.
Okay, anyway, I remember it happened, and not like 3 weeks prior, maybe 4 weeks prior, we had this debate on Bankless, and there was the bull case and the bear case, and Jordy Alexander was the bear, somebody from Delphi Digital was a Luna Terra, bull was the pro, and I remember doing that episode and getting completely slammed
by the Terra,
for what I thought was
by
the lunatic community. Like there was this frenzy of like, hey, ETH maxis, you shouldn't, like, you don't know what you're talking about. Jordy Alexander's completely out to lunch, all of these things. And then textbook, this all happened in a week, in 24 hours. It was obvious this thing was collapsing towards zero. And then it happened. Pretty crazy event. All right, what do we got? Number 3.
Number 3, Three Arrows Capital triggers all of the contagion that put us into this goddamn mess. And so, but just to tie off number 4, Terra Collapse, looking backwards, what did we learn? Algorithmic stablecoins don't work. That was the big lesson that we walked away with. Going into number 3, Three Arrows Capital, what did we learn? Don't put traders on pedestals. No one is a god in this space. No one's special. Hubris is the downfall of everyone that crashed in 2022. And this also happened as a result of the Terra Luna collapse. Now, why is this bigger and worse than the Terra Luna collapse? Because of while Kwon's toxicity and hubris definitely caused the destruction of the Terra Luna ecosystem, it was Three Arrows Capital and other hedge funds like Alameda that took that destruction and spread it out to the industry. Because rather than taking the L themselves, Ryan, what did they do? If they had just like taken the L and not had and just like, you know, closed up shop, that would have been one thing. But what did they do? They borrowed from BlockFi. They borrowed from Genesis. They borrowed from anyone who get Voyager, not even a lending service, a centralized exchange. They borrowed from anyone who would ever give them money because they refused to take the L. And so they socialized their losses to the rest of the industry by taking every single credit facility down with them, which ultimately flowed into retail and customer deposits. So Three Arrows Capital coming in at number 3 for spreading all of the contagion and not being willing to take the L.
Oh, it's a big list to be on. Number 3, coming in at number 3. And there were a lot of worst moments in 2022. All right, but tell us about number 2, because I'm curious. There's 2 slots left here,
Yeah.
okay? So I know what one of them is going to be, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
But I'm a little curious what the other one's going to be. Why don't we open up number 2?
Number 2, the Ronin and Wormhole cross-chain bridges hacks. Wormhole got hacked in February of 2022 to the tune of $321 million for the largest hack so far in that bull market. Wormhole was actually replenished by Jump Capital, which actually ended up being one of the reasons why some of the contagion was so bad, because Jump didn't have fresh powder to save the industry because they already saved it with Wormhole. Wouldn't have been so bad, Ryan, if Ronin hadn't also been hacked later in that year to the tune of $615 million of crypto.
Over $500 million. This is like those two combined. That's like $1 billion.
$1 billion. Yeah, absolutely. And one of the reasons why the Ronin chain exploit was so bad was because of the way that private keys were held. 5 out of the 7 multi-sig nodes that was operating the multi-sig cross layer 1 bridge were all held in the same server. And so when North Korea, if you remember, hacked the Ronin sidechain, it was because they put all the private keys online on one server, allowing North Korea to seize $615 million, which, Ryan, one of the reasons why this event was so bad was because it led to the sanctioning of Tornado Cash, because the money out of the Ronin sidechain went into Tornado Cash. So because of the incompetence of the Ronin sidechain and the insecurity of layer 1 bridges, I have to go sue Janet Yellen. God damn it.
It's all linked together. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just gave Treasury sort of an excuse and a reason to take these actions. And what a massive hack. I was gonna doubt you for putting them at number 2 and not like Luna and Terra and Three Arrows Capital higher. But I think the justification that you just gave, like sloppy code, just sloppiness in general, taking shortcuts is kind of the common theme that led to this. And 2 absolutely massive security shortcuts, even though they were mistakes. They led to some pretty disastrous outcomes for crypto.
So what did we learn? What did we learn with that one, with Ronin and Wormhole? Cross-chain bridges are insecure. If we're going to live in a poly-chain, multi-chain world, it's not going to be through a mesh network of insecure one-off bridges.
I love that you're teaching along the way. So these aren't just like worst moments. These are teachable moments for us, huh?
Because Ryan, I do not want to do 2022 again.
Let's not do this in 2023.
Yeah.
All right. Well, number 1, probably then let's say not only the number 1 worst moment of 2022, which is saying something, but also the number 1 most teachable moment, because David, you're going to give us a lesson at the end of whatever's at number 1. But I'm pretty sure I know what it is. You ready for it?
Yeah, let's do it. Oop, one more. This is SBF saying, a competitor is trying to go after us under false rumors. FTX is fine. Assets are fine. This was tweeted by SBF on November 7th of 2022, just a few days before Chapter 11 bankruptcy was filed. As it turns out, assets are not fine. November 11th, 4 days later, FTX, FTX US, and Alameda Research, and over 100 more affiliates filed for bankruptcy in Delaware. Not after, Ryan, sending over $70 million into political donations, $135 million to buy the FTX Arena naming rights, $256 million in 35 different Bahamian real estate properties, and also $300 million into the pocket of SBF, all coming with
personally cashed out.
Yeah. And so why is this coming in at number one?
I think I know why.
It kind of teaches itself. But just like Three Arrows Capital, what did they do when both Alameda and FTX were going under? They borrowed and they spread the contagion, and they took as many people down with them as possible. And so the hubris of FTX took their mistakes and they spread it out into the industry, and is why the word contagion has been said so many times. The other reason why this is the worst event in 2022 was actually it started in 2021. FTX was a fraud to begin with. It's becoming pretty damn clear that FTX, the entirety of its lifespan, has always been Sam Bankman-Fried's personal slush fund, starting in 2021. And it wasn't until 2022 that we actually learned that the entire FTX system was a fraud. He defrauded absolutely anyone that would give him money, investors into the company, customer deposits, anyone that would borrow and lend against his money. Once he was tapped out of those lines of credit, he printed funny money in FTT, whatever he could do to get his hands on cash. Ryan, what did we learn? What did we learn as a result? What did you learn as a result of FTX?
I learned something that I've said on the podcast a few times now, but was something I actually learned from some of the Bitcoin OGs in the space, Andreas Antonopoulos most specifically. And that is this: not your keys, not your coins. Andreas said, when I first entered the space, one of the first things that was impressed upon my mind is you have to use an exchange like a public bathroom. You go in, you do your business, and you get out. You don't leave stuff in the public bathroom. You don't hang out and have a party in the public bathroom. You don't set up lending and borrowing inside of a public bathroom, okay? You're in, it's kind of gross, and then you get out and you're done. That, I think, is what was reinforced on me and across the entire crypto industry. It's a good time to do it because we were getting a little complacent, and a new generation hadn't learned that lesson yet. And these types of lessons are certainly hard. It was a hard lesson to learn. We touched the stove and it was very hot, but I think that's what we learned. What else, though? I'm sure you've got some other things for us.
Yeah, and you can tie this into all the ones above. 3 Arrows Capital and all the contagion. Yield, Ryan, was a black hole that happened slowly, but it slowly sucked up and produced a gravitational center into one single point of failure. So BlockFi got yield from Genesis. A bunch of assets went into BlockFi. BlockFi went under. FTX bought them. So that shifted the black hole from BlockFi to FTX. Alameda plugged up Voyager, shifted the black hole of yield into Alameda. All this yield and all this risk started to collect and converge into one central point. And FTX, as the biggest fraud in this space, ended up being the operator of that black hole. Because all of the yield, it was all just like, hey, you want 2%? You want 3%? You want 4%? Come give us your money. Come give us your money. And as that yield, which again was the theme of the 2020 to 2022 crypto years, was that yield is a yield. And eventually that black hole grew and grew and grew. And that hot potato ended up in the hands of FTX. And eventually, as interest rates rose, that black hole was no longer able to be hidden because what that hole was a hole in the balance sheet. And so that was really what I learned. It's just the nature of yield and financial contagion, and how ultimately it's always going to be caught in one central party, and it only is invisible if it's a centralized exchange, which you can't audit.
But guess what, Bankless Nation? We are still here. Crypto is still here. So the black hole of FTX and all of the other worst moments has not swallowed us up. We will be right back with 5 of the best moments and some more in the Bankless 2022 top moments of the year. But before we do, we want to thank the sponsors that made this episode possible.
ARBITRUM 1 is pioneering the world of secure Ethereum scalability and is continuing to accelerate the Web3 landscape. Hundreds of projects have already deployed on ARBITRUM 1, producing flourishing DeFi and NFT ecosystems. With the recent addition of ARBITRUM Nova, gaming and social dApps like Reddit are also now calling ARBITRUM home. Both ARBITRUM 1 and Nova leverage the security and decentralization of Ethereum and provide a builder experience that's intuitive, familiar, and fully EVM compatible. On ARBITRUM, both builders and users will experience faster transaction speeds with significantly lower gas fees. With ARBITRUM's recent migration to ARBITRUM Nitro, it's also now 10 times faster than before. Visit arbitrum.io, where you can join the community, dive into the developer docs, bridge your assets, and start building your first dApp. With ARBITRUM, experience Web3 development the way it was meant to be: secure, fast, cheap, and friction-free. The Brave Wallet is your secure multi-chain on-ramp into Web3, and it's built directly into the Brave privacy browser. Gone are the days of managing multiple wallet extensions that put you at risk of phishing, spoofs, and tracking. With the Brave Wallet, you can securely manage your crypto assets across more than 100 different chains, including Ethereum, Layer 2s, Solana, and more, all without downloading risky extensions. The Brave Wallet is easy to set up and removes the headache of jumping between wallets and extensions. It's lightweight, but packed with great features, like built-in token swaps, buying and holding NFTs with a gallery view, and support for hardware wallets. But also much more than that, because Brave is shipping new features every single month, with a mission to make Web3 easier to navigate for its over 55 million users. Wallet extensions are a thing of the past, so get started with Brave's Web3-ready browser today and experience a decentralized web seamlessly without all the clutter. You can download the browser at brave.com/Bankless and click the wallet icon to get started. If you've been listening to Bankless, you know that we're fans of the modular blockchain thesis. The idea that blockchains will separate execution from data availability and consensus, allowing all three to become the best versions of themselves. And Fuel has built the fastest modular execution layer in the industry. By supporting parallel transaction execution, Fuel unlocks significantly faster throughput for the Web3 world. Fuel also goes beyond the limitations of the EVM with its own Fuel VM, which is more efficient and optimized, opening up the design space for developers. And lastly, Fuel brings a powerful developer experience with its own domain-specific language, Sway, and a supportive toolchain called Fork. With Fuel, you can have the benefits of smart contract languages like Solidity while adopting the improvements made by the Rust tooling ecosystem, letting the Fuel development environment go beyond the limitations of the EVM. If you want to learn more, there's a link in the show notes to see how you can get involved with the Fuel network.
All right, guys, going through the 22 most memorable moments. Here we are with the top 5 best moments. Count us off at number 5. What are we looking at, David? What's number 5 best moment?
Number 5, the crypto industry shows up when it comes time to fight against totalitarianism. $54 million of crypto donated to the entire country of Ukraine when Russia invaded Ukraine. And crypto industry, while all the banks and all the traditional payment rails were too slow to do anything effective, tens of millions of dollars poured in USDT, Bitcoin, Ether, stable coins. A CryptoPunk was all donated to Ukraine to fund their military, to help move people away from the front lines, and to overall help support a minority country against a much bigger bully. And it actually ended up hugely moving the needle. I believe it was one of the first arrivals of extra aid on the scene was bulletproof jackets, bulletproof armor, was paid for from crypto to, I think, a neighboring country, Poland. And the reason why that was able to get done so quickly and to get bulletproof jackets to the front line so quickly was because how crypto is permissionless and instantaneous payment rail. So coming in at the best moments of 2022, number 5, crypto helps fight against totalitarianism. Also, while NFTs were all kind of down bad and kind of tainted, the most expensive NFT ever sold in 2022 and 2021 was this very simple NFT of the Ukraine flag, auctioned off for $6.5 million in Ether to help support Ukraine DAO, which really moved the needle. I
actually didn't know that was the biggest one, huh?
Yep,
biggest
exactly.
NFT ever.
Most expensive NFT.
Really cool is after this too, Ukraine passed some legislation that was very pro crypto, like loosening any crypto restrictions, and so I mean the entire country took this very favorably. All right, well, let's talk about number 4. What are we looking at, David?
Coming in at number 4, L2's, the Ethereum Layer 2 ecosystem finally passes the Layer 1 in transaction activity. there's not really any one moment, Ryan, when we can like slap the gavel on the table and say that layer 2s are here. They all kind of came independently. Optimism, Arbitrum, Polygon, ZK Sync. When did they all kind of arrive? Well, their alpha led to their beta. One came before the other. When did the L2 moment finally come? I'm declaring that it came when the total transactional volume of layer 2s surpassed the transactional volume of layer 1. And that happened just earlier this year. I believe in November or October of this year.
That's when it happened in a sustained way. You see some spikes earlier than that. But yeah, in a sustained way in October, actually.
Yeah, and so L2s finally passing the L1 in transaction activity. This is in stark contrast, Ryan, to one of the worst moments of 2022, the Ronin and Wormhole sidechain bridge hacks. And so we are already still solving the problem that centralized layer 1s and layer 1 bridges created for us. And so coming in at number 4, layer 2s pass the Ethereum layer 1 in transaction activity, officially saying that layer 2s are now here.
All right, what's number 3?
Number 3, Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, TikTok, all adopted NFTs. As it turned out, Ryan, when you and I were predicting what was going to cause the bull market, the next bull market, we were like, DeFi, DeFi, DeFi. We weren't wrong, but we kind of didn't really see NFTs coming and to how integratable they were into Web 2. So one by one, the biggest platforms of the internet, Instagram, Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all integrated NFTs. So NFTs really are the Trojan horse for all of crypto to get into these social media giants.
Huge deal for all of that to happen in 2022. Some hugely bullish news there. But okay, bring us to number 2, David. I know what one of these is going to be. Let's see if I'm right.
Number 2, the merge. The merge finalized, probably the greatest, most significant upgrade to any public blockchain ever, went off without a hitch. So 7 years in the making, proof of stake finally came to Ethereum. The proof of stake system, unlike any other blockchain out there, making Ethereum the most secure blockchain in existence, with the fastest time and most highest amount of settlement assurances. And Bankless listeners will know the whole name of the game in the crypto industry is settlement assurances, settlement assurances, settlement assurances. With proof of stake Ethereum, Ethereum has the strongest settlement assurances in all of crypto, which means the strongest property rights. It costs billions of dollars to go backwards 6 minutes on the Ethereum blockchain. Also, of course, as we know, with the merge, the Ether issuance went down to its absolute theoretical minimum. Hazu's tweet here says, ETH is now the commodity money with the lowest rate of supply inflation. That is the definition of ultra sound money. And that happened, Ryan, in 2022. Yeah, so that is number 2.
That is huge, man. Do you remember that? That was like September, and that this was a Vitalik's tweet, September 15th, and that was at 3 a.m. Eastern, 2:59 a.m. East time. And I know you were on the Ethereum Foundation live stream. I was plugged in watching. I woke up in the middle of the night to kind of watch this and witness history. I don't think I'll ever forget it. I mean, there's like 30 to 40,000 people on the stream watching this happen. And it was kind of cool. Like it was really at this stage, it was all of the settlers. The tourists had kind of left because this is in the wake of some major crypto collapses. And I think I'll forever remember 22 for that reason. September 2022 when the merge happened.
It's also the moment when what was that electricity stat? Something like 0.2% of all electrical energy consumed just went away because Ethereum stopped consuming so much of it. Also underappreciated is how regular the Ethereum blocks are. I don't know if you noticed, Ryan, but how easy and consistent it is to get a transaction in on Ethereum these days. And that is a combination of EIP 1559 and proof of stake, the merge.
A commenter in chat, Token Show, said, had a nerd garage party in LA. That sounds awesome.
That very, very checks out. Are you ready for number 1, Ryan?
Yes. Give us number 1. What's number 1, David?
You got to save number 1 for the end, man.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So this is the biggest rug pull of the Bankless episode series. Number 1 is going to be saved. The biggest and best moment in 2022. All right. You got to save that one for the end. That one's coming at the end.
It's coming. David's not going to perma rug us. All right. No. It's just a delay. It's not a rug. All right. Well, the next category, I think, is villains.
Top
right about that?
5 villains of 2022.
Yes. All right, give it to us. Number 5, and I know probably who all the names are. I just don't know in what order you're going to put them. Maybe there's some question about some of the names actually. So give us number 5.
Coming in hot at number 5, you got to go with Richard Hart twerking his ass in your face in a Gucci tracksuit. This guy just exudes exuberance and just cockiness.
Exuberance?
And in your face, just assholeness. And for some reason, he's been able to convince a whole community of Hexicans that he is a Chad and he was right about everything. So not only is he creating systems that take money from your pocket to his pocket, he's also convincing an army of Hexicans that he's somehow good at the same time.
He's also convinced them that he managed to make you cry on a Bankless episode.
Yeah,
David.
That's true. Yeah.
That's part of it.
So like
this
top 5 villains, as in like top 5 worst people, but also to some degree, you got to give him credit. Richard Hart is a really good villain. He's very successful.
Well, he's still around.
Yeah.
He's still here. Somehow he's just like out doing his, continuing the Hex scam, like Ponzi, whatever it is. And I can't wait for him to tweet this, by the way. This is turning into a clip too.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Number 5 villain, Richard Hart. You are number 5.
Well done. Congrats, Richard. You deserve this
You got
one.
something. All right, and with an esteemed group of colleagues. So who's number 4, David?
Number 4. This one's my favorite. Alex Mashinsky wearing specifically a "Banks Are Not Your Friends" t-shirt.
Well, he wasn't wrong.
He was not wrong. That is again, well done, Alex. You called it. You saw it for what it is. Banks are definitely.
You just forgot to tell us that you are also a bank.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So Alex Mashinsky, of course, the CEO, founder of Celsius, who is just being a huge populist, saying banks are not your friends. Well, he created a bank. And reminder, Ryan, that the Celsius executives, including Alex Mashinsky, all withdrew millions of dollars just days before Celsius filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and froze customer withdrawals out of Celsius. So well done. Huge successful year for Alex Mashinsky. He's not in jail, walking
number
free.
Number 4 villain.
Well, number
and
4
I would have
villain.
called this the worst bank maybe I've ever seen in my lifetime, the worst crypto bank. But then something else happened later in the year. So.
The worst crypto bank from May of 2022 to November of 2022.
Yeah, you got a good 5-month reign on that, Alex. Banks are not your friends. I'm gonna get that shirt, by the way. Just wear it unironically. Unbelievable. All right, give us number 3 then.
Number 3. Okay, Ryan. This is also when we simultaneously do the top tweets, the most infamous tweets of 2022. So not only
we
are
get
we
to see the villain
yes,
in action.
Number 3, number 2, and number 1 all had the top 5 worst tweets of 2022. Okay. So are you ready for this? Yeah. Coming in at number 2, the duo themselves, Zhu and Kyle Davies. Here's Kyle Davies again tweeting exact truth. In May 7th of 2022, couple more liquidations, then up only.
I love how they're telling us in advance. Banks are not your friends. A couple more liquidations. And
they're just giving it to us, man.
Yeah, they've told us the whole time. Wow, Kyle Davies and Zhu, they're one unit to you, huh?
That's exactly right. Yeah, Kyle Davies and Zhu. Here's Zhu's most famous tweet. Yes, I have abandoned Ethereum in the past despite supporting it. Yes, Ethereum has abandoned its users despite supporting them in the past. The idea of sitting around jerking off while watching the burn and concocting purity tests while newcomers can't afford the chain is gross.
Well, I feel personally attacked by that last sentence, but also, you know what's gross is completely screwing over your investors and dragging the entire industry with you on the way down. And that's what Zhu and Kyle Davies did. They're kind of in the midst of what feels like a little bit of a comeback tour.
Trying
or something.
Yeah, I think people are rejecting that comeback. People thought it was cute, and then people were like, oh, like Three O's Capital, Zhu, they're back. Wait, what are my values?
Let's just hold on to that for a little bit longer, okay, guys? Yeah. Let's just hold it. Give us another year. Give us all of 2023 before this industry goes crazy again. All right, what's number 2, David?
Oh, God. I couldn't really pick out the worst tweet out of this guy because he had so many. So this guy's got 5 tweets. Who do you think it is?
This guy has 5 tweets?
Number 2's got 5 tweets.
I know who he is now. You gave it away.
Yeah. Coming in hot at number 2, Kwon. The man who tweeted out, "By my hand, die will die." The guy who destroyed tens of billions of dollars of a stablecoin because, of course, algorithmic stablecoins don't work, and the MakerDAO community knew it. And he tweeted out just about 6 weeks before the collapse of Terra Luna, by my hand, die will die.
Die will die.
If you just scroll down just a little bit, Ryan,
Is
you'll
this a
you'll
David
see a
Hoffman?
response saying, "My money
is
on
die."
die."
David Hoffman. But what were the responses to your response? I bet you got a lot of like.
Oh wait, no, we
shut
got
up,
that. You don't got to
maximalist.
scroll down. We got that linked up in the.
Oh, okay, it's
yeah,
all here because he led a whole army. That's part of Do Kwon's
Right.
villainous behavior. Okay, what other tweets we have?
Of course, deploying more capital, steady lads, May 9th, the last few hours of the whole entire Terra Luna ecosystem. Deploying more capital, steady lads. Ryan, do you know where he got that capital? The capital that he's deploying?
Okay, wait. I'm just sorting out my villains and my scammers from last year. Where did he get this? This capital. No, VC. Wait, no. He probably got it from one of our other friends, Kyle Davies, Suzu, FTX, Alameda.
Yeah,
like
so
that
he
whole-
got it from selling UST to Alameda and Avalanche and for all those AVAX tokens. But where did he get the money to buy all of that money? He printed it out of thin air.
Oh,
UST. While there was an algorithmic stablecoin with backing of Luna and UST, he printed and minted UST out of thin air, sold that UST into the market to buy Bitcoins, to buy locked Avalanche tokens. Oh, no, they weren't locked, just kidding. And that was the treasury for the Luna Guard Foundation. So he paid for $48,000 Bitcoin, and when it came time to deploy that capital to defend the peg that he disrupted by minting UST in the first place, that same Bitcoin that he bought was worth about half as much as when he bought it from. So not only did he print funny money, which actually was the trigger of the collapse of his own ecosystem, the thing that he bought lost half of its value when it came time to be defensive.
The worst possible central banker in history.
Absolutely.
Name me a worse central banker. You couldn't find worse in the Weimar Republic. This is like banker scammer, like just terrible.
Don't worry,
and the
that's
whole
that's
collapse.
only the second of 5 tweets. So here's, I think, one of my most favorite memes out of 2022, which is Do Kwon tweeting out, "By my hand, die will die," on top of a grave, and then die is the guy giving the peace sign over the grave.
Oh, all right, and we have one more tweet.
Yeah, so this is Mike Novogratz getting the Terra Luna tattoo, and my co-host
holding up
Ryan
well.
Sean Adams, just, instincts so sharp, saying this tweet makes me question everything I thought I knew about
It
crypto.
legitimately did.
Yeah.
This was an honest tweet, 100% honest.
Yeah, and then Do Kwon coming in. Don't worry, Ryan, it wasn't much. You didn't know much about crypto. How'd that make you feel, Ryan, in that moment?
You know what? And look at kind of it. Look, I got ratioed on Twitter.
Big time.
You know that happens. I got 3 to 1 ratioed on Twitter basically in this, and I had to you got me. But then a few months later, it turned out
He
to be
got.
yeah, and I would not have wanted to support this tattoo into 2023. That tattoo is kind of a relic of 2022. And, Do Kwon apparently did not know very much about the
crypto,
algo stablecoin he was running, or about crypto, or about crypto values.
You would think he did, because if you remember, this was not the first algo stablecoin that he spun up and ran. He also saw Basis Cash, algorithmic stablecoin, go to
David,
zero.
just people were so dumb at that time. Can I just say that? Like, this industry was so dumb. Like, we are much smarter right now, and I don't know, this is why I'm not sad about 2020. Like, 2022 needed to happen.
Yeah.
This was January. This kind of crap was going on. We needed this.
Yeah, don't get a tattoo of a cryptocurrency. Don't do that.
Yes,
Okay, but last tweet out of Do Kwon, because there were too many good ones.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So this was his response to me saying, "My money is on die," and he just goes, "Oh, no effing way!" And then he gave me the bicycle helmet, whatever that means. No, like the excuse the word, the
Smush brain.
redacted brain, smush brain, saying that, "Oh, that's exactly what an ETH maxi would think."
Yep.
Only an ETH maxi would bet on something he has already lost. My die that I have is still $1, Ryan.
Really? Hasn't gone to zero?
Hasn't gone to
died?
zero. Yeah. It has
All right,
not
so
died.
that's number two. That's number
number
the
two.
second worst villain, and obviously we know who the first worst
Yeah,
is. So
of
why don't you
course.
just tell us? Why don't you just share it?
Coming in at number 1, the worst villain of 2022,
This
the guy
guy.
that tweets out, "I'll buy as much Sol as you have right now at $3. Sell me all you want, then go fuck off." You know why he said that, Ryan? You know why he was able to say that? Because he was taking in customers' Bitcoin and Ether,
depositors' money,
and buying Solana with it to pump that thing to the absolute moon. Of course he tweeted this out. He controlled the price.
Also, January 10th. Tell me, like a year ago, this needed to happen. Go on though.
Well, this was January 10th of 2021, but I couldn't ignore this tweet. The reason why this tweet's in there is because of the Coin Mamba tweet right below it, which says, "I'll buy everything you have at $3. Sell me all you want," because that is the value of Sam Bankman-Fried's current net worth, $3. Followed up by probably one of the most infamous tweets, perhaps infamous tweet number one.
Why did he do this?
Number one, parenthesis, what? That's the
Why
tweet.
did he do this?
That's
this whole thing. The what happened. It's just wasted so much of my time, David, for this. What was the payout?
Absolute.
4D chess. We have some stuff to talk about on the roll up, by the way. I don't think this man was playing 4D chess.
No.
I think this man was playing like Jenga for toddlers.
So
I don't think he had a master plan.
As somebody who's played many, many thousands of games of chess, Ryan,
yeah,
it's actually really hard to play chess against beginners because you just don't know what the hell they're doing.
That's what he feels like.
Yeah.
He just didn't know what the hell he was doing.
Right.
Anyway, by evidence of the fact that he tweeted, do I have this out? Bankman Fried. This is a tweet from Ryan Selkis hours before he was literally arrested. Said this, and I quote, "I don't think I will be arrested."
Sam Bankman-Fried.
He's now in jail.
He's now in jail.
Now arrested as of yesterday. And that's how we finished the year. Incredible.
Fine. That's a great way to finish the year.
Okay. Richard Hart, Alex Mashinsky, Zhu Kyle Davies, Kwon, SBF. Those were your villains.
Those were the villains.
Crypto. We met them. We got to know them. We're leaving most of them behind in 2022, and we can move on. Let's talk about the heroes.
Ryan, I think, we got the heroes left. We're going to go through all 5 of them. Also, 5 honorable mentions. Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy, Normie Brand of the Year, the biggest oof of 2022, the most influential and the best memes of 2022. And also, we got to revisit the top moment of the year. But first, Ryan, we have to talk to some of these sponsors to help you go bankless because we all need it these days. Sequence is the all-in-one developer platform you need to build Web3 games and applications. For your users, Sequence is a smart wallet, and it's the easiest, most intuitive onboarding your users will ever experience, and comes with all the features users need to feel empowered in the Web3 world. Multi-chain support, NFT display, and users can buy SFTs, NFTs, and crypto directly with a credit or debit card. For developers, Sequence is the plug-and-play platform for Web3 games and apps. Their APIs let you bring NFTs, SFTs, and tokens into your game or application. And a Sequence relayer enables gasless transactions for your users. Sequence already powers some of the best Web3 games like Skyweaver, NFT projects like Cool Cats, and marketplaces like NiftySwap. And Sequence is compatible with all the EVM chains, including Ethereum, Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, Arbitrum, Optimism, and Avalanche. So go to sequence.xyz to get started unlocking the full potential of your application today. The reality today is that 5 corporations control the entire world of social media. They own our names, they restrict our content, they monitor our every move. And their time is up, thanks to our sponsor, DeSo. DeSo is a layer 1 blockchain built from the ground up to decentralize and scale social networks. With DeSo, you can own your own identity, content, and social graph, and take it with you across hundreds of applications already built on the censorship-resistant DeSo blockchain. DeSo's storage advantages make it finally possible to build infinite state applications that can efficiently store and index large amounts of content and data fully on-chain. DeSo also offers multiple crypto-native monetization primitives for developers and creators, including social NFTs, social DAOs, social tokens, and social tipping. So in order to experience the social layer of Web3, go to deso.com and claim your username. That's DESO.com. TrueFi is DeFi's largest credit protocol, connecting global lenders with institutional-grade lending opportunities. TrueFi has completed over $1.7 billion in originations and paid out nearly $35 million to lenders, proving that DeFi is ready to take its next big leap into the $8 trillion credit market. TrueFi gives lenders like you access to sustainable, high-yield opportunities backed by real-world investments, usually reserved for high-net-worth individuals. At the same time, fund managers use TrueFi's financial infrastructure to bring their portfolios cryptos on-chain, benefiting from the global liquidity, cost savings, and transparency of DeFi. TrueFi is a decentralized financial utility. The protocol is owned and governed by the TrueFi DAO, and TrueFi is here to bring DeFi into the golden age, bridging the power and access of crypto with institutional-grade lending opportunities and portfolio tooling. Explore the diverse financial opportunities available on TrueFi or launch your own portfolio at truefi.io. All right, on to the good news of the year. Who are the heroes? The heroes of 2022. Ryan, I put Michael Saylor as number 5, which I think might be a decent surprise to most people. But I think Michael Saylor is one of the heroes of 2022. The man took a $3.5 billion loss to the face and kept on buying. If that is not...
Does this sound like a reverse compliment, like a backhanded compliment now? Thank you for taking a $3.4 billion hit for crypto, Michael Saylor.
Hey, man.
Is that what you're saying, David?
Hey, every person comes into the crypto industry. They buy the top and they lose it because the crypto goes down. But Michael Saylor's here for the long term because he's still buying, man. I'm not saying he's
a believer.
He's a believer. He's a believer. He got Elon Musk to buy Twitter. He's the number one.
To buy Twitter or
excuse me, to buy Bitcoin.
Okay.
He is the number one holder of Bitcoin in existence by a long shot, holding a current value of $2.3 billion of crypto with a cost of Bitcoin with a cost basis of $4 billion, and he is still buying.
He's just like us.
He's just
down
like us.
Greater than 50%. Wow, even after dollar cost averaging in.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to give it to him.
Look,
he's unequivocally one of the most bullish people in crypto.
I don't get it. I'll be honest. I don't get a lot of the things that he does, but I can't say I disagree that he's on your list. And look, when we talk about Bankless, it's heroes for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
This might not be the Ethereum community's
He's
number
not.
one
He's
hero.
not my hero.
He's
But
not David's hero.
He's kind of a Chad. You got to give it to him.
Okay. Look at Saylor on this list, huh? Where is he? MicroStrategy, number 1.
Not even close, dude.
There is no second best. All right. Who we got? Number 4.
Number 4. We got to go with, okay, this one is one of my heroes. Anthony Sassano. And you know why I think Anthony Sassano is a hero? And I'll take this line from out of Cobie's book. Because Anthony Sassano makes a YouTube video about Ethereum, 30 minutes long, every single day, and writes a newsletter just himself every single day, day in, day out. He scans crypto Twitter and updates you as to the state of Ethereum, the progress of Ethereum, the progress of crypto every damn day. The consistency behind this man is absolutely insane.
Look at this guy.
Look at that guy. That just exudes a hero.
Hey, do you want to know a fun fact about Anthony, actually?
Tell me.
So I was doing some fun time with Midjourney yesterday. You know, the AIs like to hang out, right, David?
Yep.
So fun time with Midjourney and myself, and I typed in David Hoffman, Ryan Sean Adams, Bankless podcast. And because I wanted to get what Midjourney would paint us as, it got you pretty perfectly.
Yeah.
But it kept putting Anthony's beard on me.
Oh, really? Give you a beard?
And I think that's because it confused me and Anthony in some way, or maybe because Anthony's been on Bankless stream so many times.
Wait, I want to go check this
our
out.
faces together. You got to check our Discord channel.
I'm looking right now.
Area. You see it?
Yeah, I see
it. Kept putting a beard on me,
Yeah.
even when I was like Midjourney, no beard.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Sassano's everywhere.
Gonna have to talk to Anthony about that. Anyways,
Yeah.
tip of the hat to Anthony Sassano. He's supremely useful for staying up on the frontier of Ethereum. And so he's coming in at number 4 heroes of 20.
Okay, number 3. Who do we got? Another influencer?
Well, we're all influencers if you've got a Twitter account over $10,000. Coming in at number 3, you got to give this one to Cobie. I think Cobie, I mean, everyone knows who Cobie is. To say that he doesn't get credit is, I mean, he definitely gets a lot of credit. But I just want to remind people, Cobie for a while went on this stint where he would go and live stream and have thousands of people watch his stream, and he would stream the streams of normies, musicians who had anywhere between 10 and 100 views, and he would tell his stream army to go watch their stream, try and do a little Easter egg hunt where they would like pester them saying, hey, download MetaMask. And the musician would be like super confused. Like, why first off, are there thousands of people in my stream that like I only have 10 to 100 people for? Why are they all trying to get me to download MetaMask? And the ones that do it, they would send them hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so Cobie would go out and just like send his stream armies into just like normal people who want to be creative, musicians, and just donate. One musician received $200,000 after his Twitch raid. We got a tweet pulled up that's of Cobie linking out to this one musician's Ethereum address or ETH address that they had just downloaded. There was just another one where somebody held it up a sign saying, "Thank you, crypto Twitter, for the donations to pay for healthcare for like one of the dads or something." Also, Cobie funded the lawsuit against BitBoy. So BitBoy, remember when BitBoy sued that YouTuber who tried to expose him, Atozy? He's Atozy on August 23rd of this year says, "I wish I didn't have to make this thread, but I'm being sued by YouTube BitBoy Crypto for a video I made roughly 9 months ago about how he promoted a project called PAMP." And then somebody tags Cobie, so Cobie will notice it. And Cobie goes, "I'll send $100,000 or something later when I'm at my PC." A few hours later, he follows up with a tweet that says sent. Cobie funded this guy with $100,000. BitBoy, as a result of this, dropped his lawsuit, and Cobie let the guy keep the money to pay for a vacation or something. So, got to give it to Cobie. Actually, most of this happened. The BitBoy happened in 2022. Some of the music streaming happened in 2021. He's also got a fantastic Substack, writing some of the most clear and sober in thought analysis of crypto. If you want to level up in crypto, Cobie's Substack is fantastic. So you got to give it to him. Coming in number 3, Heroes of 2022, Cobie.
There you go, Cobie. All right, we've got some other people on the list too, maybe specifically because we have 2 more slots. Who is number 2, David?
Coming in at number 2, ZachXBT, the guy that you do not want sleuthing around your Ethereum address. He has a Notion site where he has all of his victims. I'll call them victims. And it's, again, a Notion that you do not want to be on. All of his on-chain analysis. So if you don't know who ZachXBT is, he is a guy that makes sure that influencers, pump and dumpers, VCs, people aren't dumping on retail in ways that are illicit or bad. This is a guy that this is a crypto self-regulating. While we're kind of waiting for regulators to catch up, ZachXBT is making sure that people like BitBoy are not dumping on people when they totally are.
He's a vigilante. He's a vigilante. And he cares about this industry. He, she, they, them. We don't actually know because he's in a completely anonymous account, which is fantastic too. Yeah, and he's caught a lot, hasn't he?
He has probably. It's kind of hard to say if he's saved money. He's definitely created the very strong incentive to not be a shill or pump and dumper.
That's saving money.
That's
just holding the industry accountable.
Exactly.
And, yeah,
it's very hard to do it in this space. And there's a reason why that guy has to be ultra. Oh, he's also the guy that discovered that the ex-Quadringa founder, the scam artist, can't remember his name, was 0x Sifu out of Wonderland. He was that guy. And that happened earlier.
I'm so glad we know that. I mean, yeah, invaluable. All right, so our number 1 biggest hero for 2022. Who's filling the slot, David?
I can't give it to one person, Ryan. So we gave it to the cohort of the Ethereum developers who helped ship so much in 2022, mainly the merge. Give it a hand to all Ethereum developers that's out there. So huge. Crypto was absolutely insane in 2022, but the Ethereum developers kept their heads down and shipped the merge. This is I'm just going to butcher some of these names.
Yeah, just don't even say all the names. You don't have to, David, but we'll show them on the
Xiao Wang, I think is how you pronounce it. She, first off, created the merge pandas meme. She works at consensus layer specs and made the merge meme. Paritosh, I'm so sorry, led the testing of the beacon chain, helped coordinate all of the shadow forks. Marius, of course, coming up next, also led the connection between the consensus layer clients and Geth. You got Ben Edgington leading the Teku client. You have Tim Bako helping coordinate the merge. You got Danny Ryan helping coordinate the merge. There are so many people who worked on the merge that are just simply not enough.
This guy right here.
Danny Ryan, I give a big hand to Danny and Tim, of course. So many people helped ship the merge. Again, some of them look at what we do on the application layer and they're like, God damn it, these crypto degenerates. Yet they help us ship the merge anyway. So anyone who's ever helped with the merge, and that includes all the listeners running full nodes, validating nodes, staking nodes, anyone who tested the merge, if you helped in the merge, absolutely thank you. Tip of the hat. It was one of the most foundational innovations out of the crypto space. So thank you so much.
David, give us so that was our biggest heroes. We went through the villains, and now we got the heroes. Give us some honorable mentions, some things that didn't quite make the regular list, but are in a category of their own. What do you got here?
Coming in at Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy, Gary Gensler.
Okay.
Oh no, we can't get his picture up. Gary Gensler,
by the law.
Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy. Peter, I just want to give a hand to Michael Wong, who came up with that name. Supporting actor, as in like he's not a crypto person, he's outside of the space. Supporting, as in very much an influence onto all of the things that made 2022. Did not allow the GBTC to become an ETF, has provided absolutely zero clarity as to what is a security token, yet is charging exchanges with listing security tokens, yet not listing what they are, telling people to come knock on his door and come to his office so we can work together, and so then he can like sue you. Making an absolute farce out of this industry, and so best supporting actor in a comedy, Gary Gensler.
All right, Gary, you made the list, and seriously, come on Bankless sometime in 2023.
God, look at that photo, man. That is the creepiest. He looks like the penguin out of Batman.
It's classic. It's perfect. All right, what else we got?
Normie brand of the year.
Yes.
You got to give this one to Budweiser, who paid 30 ETH for beer.eth. They bought a nouns before nouns were cool, Ryan. They put that in the nouns classes in the Super Bowl. They bought some very esoteric, very niche, high culture memes. So Normie brand of the year, who absolutely killed it on the NFT front.
They actually got
Budweiser.
the beer pint head on their noun.
Yes, they killed it. Whoever was leading NFT strategy at Budweiser, absolutely well done.
Give them a raise.
I don't know what you.
They're not getting a raise after this year. Hold out for 2024. Okay.
Congratulations, sir. You get to keep your job. No pay raise for you, but you are not getting fired.
All right, that's awesome. Yeah. Okay. What's another honorable mention here?
Biggest oof. You ready for the biggest oof of 2022?
I feel like we did a lot of oofs.
No, this one's appropriate. Like other stuff is like facepalm. My God, existential
what have
crisis.
We done?
Yes, this is just like a big oof.
Okay.
This is the worst NFT project ever. Pixelmon and Kevin.
It's Kevin the Pixelmons. Did this come out in February?
Yeah, this was February of this year. Yeah.
Wow. And okay, what was the joke with Pixelmons and with Kevin is like the art had yet to be released or something like this, and everyone had spent a whole bunch of money on this like Pixelmon. It was supposed to, it
was a 3 ETH floor. It was a 3 ETH mint, which was extremely expensive. This was in February of 2022. So this was near all-time highs. So 3 ETH was something like $8,000+. And it was going to be like Pokemon plus Minecraft. The art was extremely hyped. It turned out to be just a bunch of libraries of code pulled off the shelves and some very bare bones work. And Kevin, who is a Pixelmon, was deemed to be
I think that's
so
what the
bad.
internet named him. I don't know that was. I don't know. Pixelmon actually called Kevin? It doesn't even matter anymore. This is Kevin to us.
So Kevin was deemed to be so incredibly atrocious that it's went full circle and is good. Yeah. Zach, this whole Pixelmon thing was a subject of. Look at that price chart at the very end. That thing goes absolutely just straight down to zero.
Wow.
As it's
that
revealed.
Reminds me of 2022. Yeah, that chart right there. It's a familiar pattern.
Yeah. So Pixelmon was actually a subject of a ZachXBT investigation to see where all those funds flowed, being deemed a pretty damn obvious cash grab. Did you know, Ryan? You can still buy a Kevin.
A Kevin? There's more than one.
No, I think there might be just one Kevin. Yeah.
Well, that's actually pretty cheap for this level of culture. 1.6 ETH.
Yeah, I hope that's the right link. But yeah, well, best offer at 1.6 ETH. It was last sold
a lot of views
for 6 ETH.
Okay, we'll keep that on your Christmas list,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. All right, what else do we have? Any other things that just missed the cut? Honorable mentions.
Yeah, we got most influential. The Federal Reserve, JPOW, and interest rates. You got to say that interest rates were the most influential thing.
Won.
Yes, this man successfully killed crypto as soon as interest rates cut.
You can't kill crypto.
Killed. Well, okay. Did the
He
damage?
killed Do Kwon.
He killed Do Kwon. He killed Three Arrows Capital.
You got it all wrong. This guy cleansed us of all of the 2022 villains.
That's a good take. That's a good take. This
Thank
guy
you.
pulled out the
Ow.
tide. Turns out Do Kwon had no trunks. Turns out Three Arrows Capital had no trunks.
Yeah.
BlockFi, no trunks. FTX, no trunks. And
Yep.
this guy revealed him all. So yes, I take that back, Ryan. This
He's
guy
the moon.
killed all
Controls
of
the
the
tides.
of the unsustainable short-termerism inside of crypto. So while we're all down bad because of it, it was the washing, the cleansing that we need.
This is such a creepy photo too. What's with the creepy photos?
Yeah,
this
that's
looks like
definitely an
Powell at
AI.
a wax museum or something.
No, it's Powell from Midjourney for sure.
Okay. What do we got? I think you've got best meme on
Best
the list
meme.
too.
That's me.
Oof, that's a hard one. What do we got?
GM.
GM.
So this particular is a meme of a guy pushing a cart full of boxes, and he's looking over at a friend who's just got one tiny little box, and he goes, "Is that all you need?" And the man with the tiny little box is named GM, by the way, is just saying, "Yes, it is all I need."
I still feel like I can say GM at the end of 2022. Some of the other memes created in 2022 did not last. Like I think it'll be a very long time before I like say we're all gonna make it.
Yes,
ever again.
we're all gonna make
wanna
it.
hear that.
Definitely worst meme of 2021.
Yeah, we're not all gonna make it.
One of the reasons why GM is the best meme, Ryan, is that there actually is no canonical GM meme. It is as all good memes are, decentralized. There's where did GM come from? Where is its epicenter?
Somebody started saying it.
We all started saying good morning, and somebody shortened it to GM, and then GM just proliferated, just bam, bam, bam. So GM, the most decentralized meme that we've ever come up with.
Well, GM to you, David.
GM to you, Ryan.
All right, look, that was it, right? We went through all of everything, but we still have something on the list, which is when we went through the list of top moments, you stopped right before we got to number one.
Yeah.
So I think we're ready for the top moment of 2022. Can you give it to us? What's coming in at number one?
Coming in at number one, I never thought it would actually happen, but when was it? May of this year? Yes, May 16th of this year. Absolute history was made in all of crypto, where Ryan Sean Adams was confirmed a real human being, and I met this man in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Oh my God!
It's where Ryan and I met for the first time.
That's it. Well, look, it had to be self-serving because it's Bankless at the end of this.
Yeah.
So this is, by the way, I'll note that David put this ahead of the merge. So sorry, Vitalik, all the developers, know you guys worked hard, but look, David and I met this year for the first time, and that was a pretty big deal.
It was a pretty big deal.
That's it, man. What a year. We can wrap this one though. It's over. That is a wrap. That's a wrap. That was our week in wrap. Like, we've got some more stuff coming up content wise, actually shows the end of the year. So we've got I think a Voorhees show coming up. We got Vitalik coming to the podcast. I think a major theme for us guys in next year is going to be how we rebuild in the aftermath of all of this, right? How do we build crypto back on strong foundations? And so we're going to get into all of that. Of course, we also have Ryan Selkis giving us his crypto theses next week, which I always enjoy. This is kind of an annual tradition for us too. But so is the Bankless moments. We did one from last year too, and it's just a fun way to recap the year. So thanks for putting this together, David.
Yeah, I'm sorry the year was so bad, but hey, it's over now.
Was it bad? Needed to happen. Look, do you remember that tattoo in January? It needed to happen. Guys, thank you for hanging with us.
The chat, Ryan, is not convinced that you are a real person.
Look, okay, AI technology is not this advanced. Come on, how can you simulate this? This is this looks pretty real to me. It felt real, David. Well, let me just say that. All right, guys, let's end it here. Risks and disclaimers. This is our time to let you know none of this has been financial advice. Never is on Bankless. ETH is risky. Crypto is risky. DeFi is risky. If you need more evidence of that, go listen to the podcast again. All right. We've got villains here as well as heroes. You could lose what you put in, but we are headed west. This is the frontier. It's not for everyone. but we're glad you're with us on the Bankless journey. Thanks a lot.